Yo, 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 yo. How you guys doing today? Happy broadcasting Saturday, Sony. Okay, Sony Saturday. We're gonna call this broadcasting Sony Saturday. Boom. As you guys can see, I got some Sony products out here. We're gonna talk about them in a little bit. We're gonna talk about the broadcasting all the way back from, I think we're gonna go back to, I don't know what we're gonna go back to yet, but we're gonna be talking about some broadcasting products that we used back in the day. I'm old school once again. Excuse my appearance right now. I know I'm looking kind of janky today, but that's okay. I've been at the Broadcaster Museum moving cameras around, going through cameras, trying to rebuild cameras and all kinds of stuff. As you can see, we got a couple products out here, and this is not all our products. We got way more products than this, but you can see we got Sony, because today is, once again, Sony Saturday. Keep it real, Sony Saturday. And this is all Sony that we're gonna talk about today. So I'm gonna set this down here for a minute and try to get somewhat framed up here. And let me sit down. Let me go to my office. I'm sitting in my office right now, chilling. Hopefully y'all can see me. I got my camera kind of rigged up here, so it's kind of weird. I got it duct taped to a JVC camera from 1999. Don't ask me why. I didn't have time to find a clamp for it and all this stuff. You gotta do what you gotta do. This is what it's all about. You gotta do what you gotta do. This is broadcasting Flashback Saturday, okay? ENG Saturday. So I want to talk about ENG cameras, but before we go into ENG stands for electronic news gathering. That's what the ENG stands for. So you probably hear me talk about that a lot. But before we go into ENG, we want to show you something here. This is from 1965. This is one of my oldest Sonys. Since this is Sony, we wanted to throw this in as a bonus. This is from 1965. You've probably seen it before on some of my other videos. 1965, Sony, the one and only, Tony and Sony, the one and only. Keeping it real. And you had to look through here to do all your, what is this, like a wire. You had to look through this to make sure you were framed up. This is back in 1965. This is one of my oldest Sony cameras from the Broadcaster Museum. So I just wanted to throw that in there as a bonus. This could be considered as a broadcast camera back in that day, because this was black and white, and this is the only thing that you're going to get, and it probably cost a lot of money. Okay, this mug is all metal too, not no plastic junk. This is all metal. Okay, so I'm going to make sure we're recording here, because I'm not used to really recording on the phone here, and I want to make sure. Let me double check. I don't see any numbers. Hey, let me double check. I don't know, I might have the numbers. I don't know if I'm recording or not. This is so weird. You guys bear with me for a minute. Okay, I got the counter taped up. 6, 7, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. That's what happens when you kind of jerry-rig stuff. So we're jerry-rigged, but we are still broadcasting. Once again, happy Sony Saturday broadcasting, okay? I'm talking a little loud because I don't have any microphones, so you should be able to hear me. I got a pretty loud voice and whatever, so this is the way it works. We're filming on the Motorola phone, matter of fact, right now. Don't have a Sony. I got a Sony camera, actually. Yeah, I do. With all this broadcasting, we're gonna show this. This is a little action camera that you would probably use nowadays, okay? I've got like three of these little Sony cameras. So this right here would technically go on one of my older cameras if I couldn't get it to work. If I couldn't get any of my cameras to work, or I just didn't want to take it apart, or whatever the situation is, I would use this little HD camera right here, because this little HD camera is all you need nowadays. Something like this, or just use your phone like we're using our phone right now. The phone is probably the best thing to use. Okay, I used to do that back in the day. I used to take the phone and I used to attach it to some of my older cameras. I know, it was just something I wanted to do, because I wanted to have that big boy look, but I didn't have the big boy money. I didn't have the big boy budget. Okay, this is also bro building budget Saturday as well, because we're going to show you how these are built. Okay, so I got a lot of stories to talk about. So we're going to start off with, I got this one on the tripod right here. This is the XDCAM. This came out in 1984. Excuse me. This came out in 2004. And it was a disc-based camera. And the disc, I don't have a disc for it, but this part pops up. You put a circular disc in here, and it wasn't HD. This was not HD. This was the earlier version. And this is actually the 510 or the 530. Okay, the 510. They both look identical. I believe this is the 510. And I think I posted it as a 530, but they're identical, okay? There might be some features that are different. I don't know all the different features, but I got this camera for like pretty cheap. I got it on eBay like in 2020. So keep it real, I probably paid about $50 or $60 for it, you know, maybe a little bit more, maybe 75 bucks for the camera. Now I didn't get the lens. This is the lens. You don't get the lens, you don't get the microphone sometimes, you don't get the lens, you don't get the viewfinder, sometimes you just get the body. So we're gonna take this lens off and I'm gonna show you what it would look like. Actually, first of all, I'm gonna take the camera off. I'll give you a closer view of the camera. Got it on a quick release plate. This is a quick release plate that you would have to buy back in the day. That costs a lot of money. This is what the camera looks like. You see the logo on the side, it says 8K. I just stuck that sticker on there. I ordered it off of the internet and I said, you know what, whatever. And it's kind of beat up on the side. It doesn't look that good, but yeah, that's it. And this is the what do you call this? The XDCAM. This was the XDCAM from 2004. So there's a video out about it. I think it said XDCAM Xtreme or something like that. I posted it earlier this morning. So you're probably gonna take a look at that. The XDCAM from 2004. I'm not gonna talk a lot about these cameras. I'm not gonna go through a whole lot, but I wanted to show you that, yeah, I got the XDCAM. It might have took me 20 years to get it, but I got it. I didn't get this in 2004 when it came out, because it was probably a lot of money. It was way out of the bro budget, so I didn't get it in 2004, but I got it now. So that's what we want to talk about. Should I raise this up a little bit? Maybe I should raise this up a little bit. Yeah, we'll do that. Hang on, let me make sure it's on the plate here. Let me just raise it up without the camera here. It'll be a little easier. This is just a cheap tripod that I've got off of I probably got this off of eBay or something. But it's pretty good, adjustable. And that's all you need. You don't need to get the main name brand tripods anymore. It's a nice tripod. Look at it. I'll pick it up a little bit. It's a pretty nice tripod. Okay. I use this tripod a lot. I gotta get a couple more of these actually. I need about 10 of these. I got a lot of cameras. I'm keeping it real. So when you have a broadcaster museum, you're gonna have a lot of cameras. Okay? So that's what this is all about. These are going back into the broadcaster museum, and we're at the broadcaster museum right now. Actually, I want to show it to you because it looks like a mess. And I just kind of pull these out today. And sometimes I pull them out. I might take them to the house. That's what I did yesterday. But I didn't feel like doing it today. This one doesn't want to lock in very well for some reason. So, not sure why it's not locking in. Might be bent. But anyway, we're going to take this off anyway. But I wanted you guys to at least see it. And this is the XDCAM, once again, from 2004. Okay? Looks pretty good. I can fix it up a little bit. I got to clean it up a little bit. It's got some tape up here. This tape could definitely come off. This is some old duct tape. I could probably redo that. It could be painted a little bit. And that's what we do. I paint some of the cameras too. And kind of rebuild them a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this lens off. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to take off a lens. All you do is pop out the main cable. Okay? Hopefully I popped out the wrong cable. No, I don't even know if I popped it. Yeah, I popped out the right cable. And then you got like a little slide part where it slides and your lens just comes right off. Okay? And you got to make sure you get the cable. This is how you take these lenses off. So when I buy these, this is how I get them usually. I might pick one up for $30, $50, whatever. We're going to show you the $30 one next, I think. Actually, we're going to go back. We're going to backtrack. So this is a 2004. We're going to go back to the 2000. I think it's a 2003 unit. We're going to go down to 2003. So this is 2004. This is the XDCAM. It came out in 2004. Like I said, it took a disc, and this part popped up, and you put the disc in there. We don't care about none of that. You can take, because like I said, you can take the outputs. I talked about this the other day. This has a SDI output or whatever. So you can take one of these outputs on the side here, and you can plug it into like another recorder, and that's what everybody's doing now. So these are still useful. You can still use these. Okay, but this is standard definition. This is not high definition. It's standard definition, but it might be 16:9. I'm not sure. We don't care. Okay, we're done with that one. That's Sony number 1, 2004 XDCAM. This is the lens. Now this lens, I got this lens a long time ago off of a D30. I got a D30. Where's the D30 at? Oh, I left it at the house. I got a D30, which is like a studio camera. It doesn't have a tape in it or anything, and that's kind of you plug right directly into your studio. And it was a Sony D30, whatever, DSC D30, and this came with that camera, and I took this lens off, and I've been using it ever since. It's a really good lens. It's a Canon lens. It's a Canon Y20 times 8.5 B4, it's B4 lens, Iris SX12, but it's a 20x lens. This is a real nice lens. This lens, I looked it up, it was a lot of money. It was charging like thousands of dollars for these lenses. I'm telling you. Yeah. So we're gonna put this somewhere. We don't want to destroy it. We'll just set it there from right now. So we're gonna go to 2003. I believe this is 2003. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Could be 2004. But this was my baby right here. This is the DVCAM. This is the DVCAM. This is the way I bought it. I paid like probably about 200 bucks for this, to keep it real. I think it was 200 when I bought this. And these are really hard to find now. It's got the flip out screen, so it's a little bit more modern. Oh, that one has a flip out screen too. I didn't even know it had a flip out screen. I just found that out today. It has a flip out screen. This has the flip out screen, and you can rotate the screen any direction. And this also took tape, but this was a DV tape. Okay, they call this DVCAM. It also took mini DV. Mini DV can also go in here too. It's called DVCAM. Came out by Sony. And once again, you pop it in to your quick release. And I think this quick release is not working too good. That's what it is. Hang on. Let me find out what's going on with this. Is it bent? It's not locking, but I should have brought the other one. I want to make sure you're locked in real good. Okay, we're locked in good. Tighten it up a little bit. And you got a ball head, so you can kind of see how I'm rotating it right now. You got a ball head underneath there, so you can adjust it. You got a leveler on the side, so you can make sure you're level. This is the professional big boys, keeping it real. Now this camera right here, I don't know what the cost on it was, but it's pretty pricey. When it first came out, 2003, this was in really good shape. Like I said, I paid about $200 for it, and I keep it in a case. It actually goes in the Sony case that's down here. We'll pick the Sony case up. Did I take it out of that case? Yeah, I took it out of the case. We'll pick up the Sony case. It didn't come in this case. This case actually came with like a JVC or something from a thrift store. But yeah, it fits perfect. Sony, Tony and Sony, the one and only. You know what I'm saying? So I usually put it back in that case. But this was my baby. This was the one that I was very proud of this camera when I got it. And I think I got this in 2021. I did get it. No, I got it in 2020. I got it in 2020 because I actually used this camera right here at my mom's funeral. I'm keeping it real. I used it at my mom's funeral, and I shot the funeral and everything. But you know, I set up so late and everything, and I wasn't happy with the footage and stuff, so I never posted the footage or anything. But I shot my mom's funeral with this, and I used a DVD recorder. I didn't use a tape. I just used a DVD recorder, my DigiNow recorder I was telling you guys about. This is what I got. I got this right before my mom passed away. Well, I had it before she passed, but this was the camera that I used. So I'm gonna probably hold on to this camera for a long time. DVCAM from 2003, I think. 2003, 2004. Okay? So this came out before the other one. The other one is a disc cam, a disc. Took a disc, this took a tape. So now we're gonna take the same lens. I usually keep this lens on this camera, but I wanted to show you how that camera looked. And I usually keep it on, I think this is this is the lens I usually keep on this camera. So you guys just bear with me. See how easy I put that on there? See how the camera looks now? Looks a lot better. And you take this little plug-in right here, and it plugs right in. This keyed, so it only goes in one way. It's keyed and it has a ring, so you pop the ring up when you get ready to use it. And you got some little clips to clip your wires on the side here to make it look nice and neat. And then you would plug in your microphone. So I can take the microphone off there too. This microphone's kind of raggedy. I got a good microphone that goes on here, and it doesn't matter, but I'm trying to see what brand microphone this is. Some of the microphones are Sony, some of them are Panasonic. It doesn't matter. What's good about these cameras? Most of the stuff is all interchangeable, so it's really really kind of neat. Let me see. This fits. Oh man, it's tight. But you got a little set screw up here. You open this up. You're supposed to open it up. That's how you really do it. I don't want to mess up the rubber. It's got some rubber in it. And then you just lock it down where you want it. This is locking down real good. And then you would normally plug in. Now this plug is not going to fit. So this plug doesn't fit, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But normally you would plug it into the XLR plug in the front. But this is the DVCAM. This is a nice looking camera. Tell me what you guys think. I'll put it a little closer to me. I like my cameras. Bam. So yeah, this is the one I took to my mom's funeral. And these were very pricey back in the day. Like I said, I probably paid about $200 for this one. Got it on eBay. Very happy with the price. I looked at other ones. I think they're going for a lot more now. And I can still go out and shoot with this. It has a really good picture, actually. It's not high definition now. Now, if I want to make it high definition, what would I do? Bam! This little Sony camera right here, I would just attach it, put some Velcro on that mug, and bam! You can't even see it. You can't even see that the camera, it blends right in. You know, I could Velcro it like this and reverse the picture. I could put it on the side. I could put it down here, wherever I want it. And this would be this would be doing all the work for my high definition. I'm telling you guys all the secrets. Yeah, that's what I used to do back in the day. I'm keeping it real. So if I wanted to go out, especially if I needed to make some money. If I needed to make some money, say this camera wasn't even working. It doesn't even matter. It don't matter to me. If it don't work, it don't work. Bam. Pop this little Sony camera on here, and now, bam, now you got a big broadcast camera out there. Boom, you're doing your thing. Put your little monitor on here. Nobody will ever know. I'm keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Okay. I don't really do that too much anymore, though. I don't really have time to do all that. Everybody wants different type of stuff now, so I don't even do production stuff anymore. But yeah, that's what I would have did if I had to go out and somebody said, yeah, I'll pay you X amount of money, $500 to shoot this gig. I'm like, yeah, we'll be there. What do you want? Well, I want a 3-camera shoot. I've done that back in the past. You say, I want 3 cameras, 3 different angles, high definition. No problem. We can do that for you. Take 3 of these babies out. Get 3 of these little tiny little high definition cameras. Richard T, you know what I'm talking about out there. My boy Richard T, if you're gonna see this video, Richard T, we did some videos like that back in the day. And I said, hey, take these little cameras, pop them on the big camera, and bam, go out there and shoot the footage, and then we'll edit it, put it all together, and bam, give them a package. Easy as that. 3 of these. Or if you want to really break it down, 3 cell phones. I'm keeping it real. And it don't have to be iPhone. Don't have to be iPhone. 3 LG phones, 3 Samsung, 3 Motorola, 3 whatever, the cheap phone, Cricket, 3 Cricket phones. Nah, I don't know about Cricket. Well, they're just they're a company, they're a wireless company, so they probably got better phones, but you probably can get Samsung phones from Cricket or Motorola, so they're just a sales company. So yeah, you could put 3 phones on here. Put a phone here. I used to do that back in the day. So put a phone, attach that mug on here, duct tape it on here, whatever you got to do. I wouldn't duct tape it. I usually have to make some kind of mount for it. But get you some kind of mount from the 99-cent. Boom, get your 99-cent mount, put your phone on there, bam, and now you got a big broadcast camera. And now you can go out and shoot, and you can make some money. Because you're not going to do it with 3 phones, unless you got probably 3 iPhones. And I'm not in that budget, okay? I'm on a bro budget. So that's what I'm telling you guys. That's what I used to do back in the day because, you know, I had to do what I had to do. And the quality was good because, you know, you're still editing, you're still spending time putting the footage together and whatever. So, you know, now everybody uses their phones. They edit on their phones. My sister was showing me a whole bunch of stuff she did on her phone the other day. And I was like, wow. She makes little music videos and God music videos. And I'm like, that's good. So anyway, enough of that. I know I'm talking too long here. So we're going to break this one down. I just want to show you. This is the Sony, what was this? From 2003, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is the 450. Matter of fact, I didn't even tell you guys the model number. This is, let's give you the model number real quick. This is the DSR 450WS widescreen. Because they got a 400. I sent a video out earlier about the 400. This looks exactly like the 400, but this is the widescreen, so this was going to cost a little bit more money. Back in the day, I don't know how much these things cost. This one's probably, I'm assuming, probably about 10K. You know, just keeping it real. So, yeah, this came out 2003. This is the DSR 450 widescreen. Okay, I love this camera. I'm gonna put it right back in the case because, yeah. It's going back in the Broadcaster Museum, and we might do some shooting with it in the next couple days or something. We might play around with it, but not today. Is not today. Today is Sony Broadcasting Day, whatever. Oh, I should have took this. Hang on. No, we'll take it off. But I like this camera. I'm gonna show you what it looks like if I put it on my shoulder. This is what it looks like. This is how you balance the camera. But a lot of people don't know how they balance the camera. Put it on your shoulder. They get real scared with these cameras because they're kind of heavy. Your eyepiece right here, and you just kind of line it up. This actually slides back and forth. And you just go out there, you just shoot your stuff. So this is a fun camera, but we're gonna take it apart real quick, and that's what we're gonna do. So just bear with me. Pop the lens off. Got a little slide thing here. Boom. Pop the lens off. Take it out of the little thing here. Take out the cable. And we'll set the lens right there. Take off the microphone. And that's what I meant about bro building. When I tell you guys about bro building, I didn't get this camera in 2004, or 2003 when this camera came out. At 10K, it's no way, no way, no way. Read my lips. No way, not in the bro budget. Okay, so that wouldn't have happened. In 2000, what did I tell you? 2003, I was shooting with probably like a Canon ZR10 or ZR60. I think I had the ZR60 in 2003. And that wasn't even an HD camera. That's like a mini DV, one of those little mini DV cameras that you buy at the store, you know, back in the day. So that's what I was shooting with back then, stuff like that. Mini DV, stuff like that. I think I got a high definition camera in 2000. Oh man, I didn't get to show you guys. I didn't bring that one, but I think it's the HC1. HC1 is a smaller HD camera. It's about this big. I was going to show you that one. That's what I was shooting with, and I think I paid a lot of money for that. I paid like $1,400 for it. Keeping it real, it's like $1,400. I was making pretty good money. I'm working as an audio-visual technician, and I was like, you know what? Let me go buy this junk. But I wasn't going to spend no $3,000, $4,000, $10,000, nothing like that. And that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at when we're looking at ENG, electronic news gathering cameras. That's what these are. So 2003, I showed you guys, and then I showed you guys the. Where's that? 2004. 2004. Bam. 8K. It's not really 8K. I put that sticker on there, but this was the XDCAM. The XDCAM Sony. Sony, the one and only. Sony, the one and only. And this was 2004. So 2004, 2003, and now we're going to go to. Thinking here. No, that's too old. Okay, we're gonna go to this one. This is the DSR. I want to keep the same family here. Notice there's a red here. I painted that, of course. I've got another piece on here that I didn't put on here earlier. You guys just bear with me for a minute. See if I can fit this piece back in here. This camera is not completed yet. I'm still working on it, but this is the Sony DSR 300. This is the DSR 300, my baby. Look at it. Look at that red. Look at that color. Red. Bam. I'm not a blood or a Crip either. I'm just keeping it real. So don't get mad at me. I could have painted it blue, I guess, too. Red. This is the DSR, and this will fit on his same mount. All these got the same type of mount, so it'll fit on the same type of mount. Bam, it locked in. You heard it lock in. That's what it's supposed to do. Okay, locked in. Tilt it around here a little bit. Okay, bam. How you guys like that? Got the battery on the back. It's got the V-mount battery. I didn't show you on the V-mount battery. Is you hit it's a button here, you hit that, and you just pop it right off. This is the battery that you would use. This is pretty heavy. I got some bigger batteries in this too. I didn't bring my other ones. And you just take the V-mount battery and you pop it on like that. I didn't have the battery on this when I showed you this camera. It would have looked even bigger. That's the battery right there. I don't think I had the battery on that one either. That one doesn't have a V-mount. That one has an Anton Bauer battery. I didn't have the battery on that one because that camera looks really nice when you put the battery on it. Got a big old square looking battery that goes in there. That one looks really good. So this one, you ready for the year? Let me see if I can remember now. If I'm not mistaken, I want to make sure. 1994. Can you believe that? Look how good this baby looks. 1994. Don't it look nice? This is not the actual lens. I put this lens on here a little earlier. This one came off my BETACAM. This part's get a little flaky right here. I'm going to have to fix that, the cut part, until I can get another one. But this came off my BETACAM. And all these have like cam names. This one is called the DVCAM. This is also DVCAM. Yeah, this is DVCAM. And then you got XDCAM. So the last camera I showed you was XDCAM. This is from 1994. And it looks pretty good. There's a video I posted earlier with there's a reporter lady. She's going out, she's doing interviews and that type of thing. Yeah, I'm gonna post that video again. So after you see this video, I'll probably post that video. She was using this camera, and she had her little microphone and everything. I liked the other stuff she had. Now she had a deck that you could also plug into this too. I have a bunch of recorders that you can plug, an external recorder. So if this recorder was bad or wasn't working or was jammed up, you could use another recorder. And she had like a big old Beta recorder that she was carrying around. And I have a couple of those too, to keep it real, I do. I've got Beta and I've got Umanic recorders, okay? And you would have a thick cable. You would have one of those real thick cables. I don't know if I brought it over here. I think I threw it in there. Yeah, it's over there somewhere. But you have a big old thick cable that you would carry and you plug it into the back And this camera has these pins in the back right here, these big pins right here, and you would plug that cable into here, and you can control it from also a studio format. You can control this camera in the studio. You can control it with the CCUs, camera control units. CCUs, where you can control the iris and you can control the colors and everything else. I didn't plug this in. Huh. I didn't plug in the lens. I don't know if this lens will even fit. I don't think this lens even fits. So we're gonna pull this lens off, but I wanted to show you this is what it looks like. This is the DSR DSR 300. They had a DSR 300. They had a DSR 370, I think, and then I think they got a DSR 500, and then this is the DSR 450, the one I just showed you a little while ago from 2003. That's the DSR 450. So the body's changed a little bit. You can see the body's changed, but you still, it's kind of square. That one's kind of more rounded, and you can see that they start to get more round later on. So you can see the difference. Okay. All right. Just wanted to tell you that. This is my baby right here. I love you. I can talk about this baby all day. I'm still working on it. Still working on making this camera look a lot better. But I didn't get to show you guys this because I painted this. I painted this camera like months ago. You see, it's got a red door here, and the reason I painted it is because this thing was all scratched up. It was all beat up, and I only paid like 30 bucks for it. Keep it real. I remember when I got this one. I paid like 20 or 30 bucks for it, and I was like, wow, yeah, I want that. That's a DSR. And you know, I'm gonna say this real quick too, because there's a video that's very, very disturbing. And there was some guys, they took this camera and they were in pretty good shape, and they took them, they were just busting them up with hammers and throwing them all up in the air, and it was just so ridiculous. I think that's so ridiculous to destroy electronics. I really do. If you give it to somebody, donate it, whatever. If somebody else has a camera like this and you want to donate it, hey, hit me up, inbox me, and donate it. Don't throw it, don't destroy it. The guys they did it just to get views. And they took 2 of these cameras and they threw them up in the air. And at the time when they were making that video, I didn't even have this camera, and I was so upset. I mean, it really hurt me. I'm telling you, it really hurt me. It's like somebody died. That's how I felt. Yeah. So, you know, I love my electronics and everything, but I don't believe in just destroying it and tearing it all up. You know, sometimes I do take something apart, but I try to put it back together. And you know, if it's too far gone, I understand. But just to destroy it and just to make a video, I'm not into that. I'm not gonna just smash a camera up, even if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it can still be a nice piece. It could go in a museum. I have a broadcaster museum. It could go in my broadcaster museum. That's all I wanna say. All right, enough of that little rant. So this is the DSR 300 from 1994. 1994. It's pretty old. Okay, I think this is 1994. Let me think again. Yeah, when I looked at it, it said 1994. If I'm wrong, let me know. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end that in this, not in the video, but we're gonna go ahead and take off this lens because I need this lens. Now I have a bunch of cameras, but sometimes I don't have a whole lot of lenses, and I gotta do whatever I gotta do. So that's what we're doing right now. This lens goes back on my Beta camera, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna tilt it up this way so I don't drop it. This ring is a little stiff. I don't know why it's so stiff. Come on. Hey man, I'm gonna need something to hang on here. I don't want to break one of my keys, but no, I'm not gonna use my key. Hang on, you guys. There it is, I got it. So the lens just comes off. It's like a rotating thing that rotates, and it kind of clamps it in. So this lens goes on my Beta. What am I doing? I didn't put that lens back on my other camera, huh? This lens won't fit this. Otherwise, that would look pretty cool. Some of these won't fit. So, whatever. Okay. So, we're going to get rid of this now. I just wanted to show you guys that the DSR from 2000, no, from 1994. Okay? Now, this is the Beta. This is the Beta. Hang on. Do I have a plate on here? Oh, I'm sorry. This got a whole different plate. Okay, this got a whole different plate. I'm wondering why it's not clipping in. Okay, that's cool. So we're gonna put this lens on here. Now, I don't know if this lens came on this one or not. Yeah, it fits real good. I believe it did come on this one. I took it off this one earlier today because I was like, I wanted to show you guys what the camera looks like, and the actual lens that goes on my other camera is kind of like taken apart right now. So I was like, we'll just use this. I don't know if this lens went on here or not. I'm not gonna plug it up anyway. So, whoa, that wasn't good. Hang on. I'm not sure if this lens came on here or not. No, it's not in there good. Hang on, folks. It's not tight, so I'm gonna hold on to it. But anyway, this is the BETACAM SP Power Hyperhead. This one's like 1997, I believe. 1997, 1998, somewhere around there. Couldn't get an exact date on this, but it said late 1990s. I tried to give you guys the information. This is the BETACAM, so this is what was used back in the 90s, the late 90s, before the 2000s. Okay, so this is what they were using. This is called BETACAM, I think. This is BETACAM SP. So it wasn't the old Beta that you had in your house. It wasn't the consumer Beta. This is the super Beta. They call it Beta SP, okay? And this was the professional format that everybody used back in the day. You didn't have any flip out screens. You had a black and white viewfinder that you look through. This is black and white. And you have all your audio controls and everything. That kind of stays the same throughout all these cameras, where you can control your audio and add. It has XLR inputs and that type of thing. So these were the professional cameras that back in the day. You got 2 XLR inputs in the back. Your battery on this particular one slides in from the top. Slides in from the top. And this was a great camera. I would have loved to have this back in 1998. 1998, I still was running around with VHS tapes, VHS camcorders and things like that. I actually did have a couple of broadcast cameras. I got a Panasonic over here I'm looking at right now, but we're not talking about Panasonic today, because today it's all about Sony. Sony, the one and only. Tony and Sony, the one and only. BETACAM from like 1997, 1998. This might be even 1996. So 1996 to 1998, this is what everybody was rolling with. All the movies, everything you see on TV from the 1990s, they were shooting with this type of stuff right here. BETACAM. BETACAM, read my lips. BETACAM. Okay. We don't have the right plate for it, so we're not gonna set it back up. And this lens is a little whatever, flaky, so I'm not gonna leave this lens on there. I don't want it to fall off. But that was on there earlier, so I thought that came with that. So we're gonna set that down. And once again, that was BETACAM from 1996. Now, I showed you guys 1996, I showed you 2003, and I showed you 2004, and I think we're gonna go to 2005 next. But before we go to 2005, I'm gonna show you guys one other thing. I'll see what it is. What are you doing? Let's see what it's gonna be. Okay, we'll show you 2005. 2005 would have been this right here. Can you believe that? This is considered ENG. This is considered broadcasting back in the day. 2005. This was like my favorite baby right here. And in 2005, this was called also DVCAM. This is HD. HD in 2005. HD. This was called, once again, DVCAM. This also took tape. And I have a battery in it, but I think the battery's dead. You pop it open over on this side right here, put the tape in. Oh no, you pop it open, I'm sorry, you pop it open right here, put the tape in. We're not gonna do it because a lot of these tape stays will jam up and eventually the mechanism go bad. And does this camera still work? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what we used to do back in the day. And you can still run this into an external recorder. And that would be, once again, DVCAM in 1998. I mean, not 1998, 2005. 2005. DVCAM. Look at that baby. Okay. All right. The next one we're going to show. This one right here, 2007. I need to clean it up a little bit. 2007. We're getting up there. 2007. They would have been using this. This is can be what they call prosumer. See, I got it on my shoulder. I'm resting it on my shoulder a little bit, but it's not really an ENG. It's not really professional ENG. This is all plastic. It's all plastic. You see how small it is compared to a bigger body here. The body is bigger than the whole camera. See? So, that's heavy too. So this is really light. Okay. I watched a couple videos on this camera. I got this camera really cheap. Got it from the thrift store. The actual whole camera is in this section right here. This section right here is the whole camera. It's like a little tiny camcorder in this section right here, and all this is like hollow. It's like all hollow. And then you got a couple connectors on this side right here. You got, what's cool about it is you do have all these connectors on the side. These are not professional, these are all prosumer. They're all RCA. You got composite and you got component. Okay? So, not too good. Not too good as far as, I mean, for consumer, it's cool. I can plug this into my older TriCaster. I got a smaller TriCaster, which I did a couple days ago. I plugged this into the TriCaster, the first original TriCaster that came out in 2005. I plugged it into that and it worked pretty good. So this is from 2007, and this is HD, and this is HDV. It's HDV. Okay, that's what they call this one, HDV. And the tape part pops open right here. And actually it's popping open right now because the battery on this one still works. And the tape is right here. This is your mini DV. It happened to be Sony. Wow, happened to be a Sony tape. This one actually works. This whole camera and everything works. And I picked this up for, I think I picked it up for like 60 or 70 bucks from Goodwill, shopgoodwill.com. Keeping it real, shopgoodwill.com. It's a good looking camera. It actually works. And it's, and also you have a flip out screen here, which is kind of cool. You have a flip up screen here, and it also articulates, flips around. And once again, this camera works. So this is one of the ones I use to test, like the TriCaster. I need to test it really quick, and I need RCA plugs, or I need component, and I need composite, and it also has HDMI. So you can plug it in, you got HDMI, and I think it also has USB. So it was kind of cool for the consumer. If you wanted to go shoot like wedding videographers and stuff like that, wedding videographers, they would use something like this. Okay? And just to show you, I got two of them here. Okay? I got two of them there, identical. Okay? Bam. I got both of these at the thrift store. Shopgoodwill.com. Shopgoodwill.com. Keeping it real. Hey, you guys pull out engines, huh?
Yes, sir.
I might have to get with you. You see this vehicle right here?
Yeah.
I need the engine pulled out of that. So, yeah. I'll get back with you, man. All right. What do you guys charge something like that?
It just depends on the...
This one's it's only a 3-cylinder, and I think it's a light engine. It's like, I was gonna try to do it myself, but I don't really have too much time to do it.
Okay.
I got one of those pullers like that, but it's not as big as that. But you give me a good deal, we'll hook up.
All right, just, you already have the engine?
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm making it electric.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just want it pulled out, boom, and whatever. You guys, you know.
It's like a few $100 just, for our time.
Okay, I'll get back with you. Okay. It'll be a little while because I'm still trying to work on it right now. All right. What's your name?
My name is Virgo.
Virgo?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Sorry about that. Like I said, you always meet somebody out when you're out here. We're at the Broadcaster Museum. I got the Mercedes over here, which is the Bro Metro Retro, keeping it real. I told you I'm still working on that, and I just met some guys that possibly can pull the engine out, and it'll save time for me. You know, I don't have to do all that. We got all the electrical stuff. We're not supposed to be talking about that today. We'll go back to that another day. So once again, we're gonna finish up on the Sony thing here. Sorry about that, got sidetracked. So those two cameras I just showed you from 2007. We'll show them one more time. Bam. 2007. Very, very lightweight. You see how I'm holding these things? Very, very lightweight, so they're not that heavy. Very lightweight. HDV. These were HDV cameras, okay? So they took the DV tape. They weren't called DVCAMs. They were called HDV. I don't know. They might have been called DVCAMs. I don't know what they called. The actual model on this was called the HD1000. If you look it up, I think these were called the HD1000. And they were cool. Now this particular one right here is called, I forgot to tell you guys the model number. This is a Z1U. This is the HBR Z1U. I've got 4 of these. I didn't feel like pulling them all out, but I got 4 of these. And the reason I got 4 because for parts. Sometimes you get a bad one, some that doesn't work, whatever. You might get it for 50 bucks, you might get it for whatever. But these were very pricey cameras. This camera came out in 2005. And this camera, we're gonna keep it real. This camera was $6,000, $6 grand when this camera came out in 2005. And I tell you that because I wanted it really bad. I was like, man, I want that camera. I used to go look at it all the time, try to play with it in the shops and things like that. They had it, I think they had it at Circuit City back at the time. Circuit City or Good Guys or something like that. Circuit City or Fry's Electronics. And they had it in a glass case. $6,000 back in the day, okay? $6,000 in 2005. Now, what I'm about to show you something different is that this is the Z1U, the HVR Z1U, and then this was the copy of it they have for $2,500. This was $2,500, and they're the same camera basically. Only difference is this one has XLR outputs. Boom, XLR outputs, and this one doesn't have XLR outputs. This one has your regular mini jacks and everything else. But the cameras were pretty much basically the same. Might be some other features that I don't know about. I can't remember what the direct features were. But this was a $2,500 camera, and this was a $6,000. So which one would you buy on bro budget? On your bro budget? So I probably would have bought this one. This is the FX1, and this was the Z1U. This is supposed to be the more professional ENG run and gun camera that everybody was using back in the day. All the news people, everybody was using this camera. This one was the one that if you were on a budget, videographers and whoever was using this one. Probably news people too. Okay. And what's cool about this camera, I didn't show you guys that, is that the screen is flat and it kind of pops up like this, rotates around, which is cool. And you just gotta, and all your controls are right here. Your controls are right there at the top. Okay? So this was a cool camera, 2005. So I just showed you guys 2003, 2004, 2005, and also 1997, 1996, 1998. I just showed you those, that camera, the BETACAM. Pick it up one more time. This is the oldest one right here. But right when you thought we got down to the oldest one, right when you thought we got down to the oldest one, we didn't get down to the oldest one. Right now we're about to show you one of the oldest ones right here. This is not the oldest camera, but we're gonna show it to you anyway. The DXC M3. This is the DXC M3. This is the M3A. So this is probably the second generation. But this was a 1986. Read my lips. 1986. Okay? This mug is kind of heavy. Keeping it real. Okay? 1986. The DMC. I posted this one earlier. It's got a nice microphone on here. It's got the Panasonic microphone on here. I think I put that one on there. So anyway, yeah, this is nice. This is the quick release for it. Okay? This is a release plate. You have to have these. And these things cost a lot of money too. Back in the day. Let's put it on my shoulder, see how it feels. Put it on my shoulder, boom. So back in 1986, I would have been rolling with this. But of course, in 1986, I didn't have anything like this. 1986, I had a little plastic Quasar camcorder. Look at read my lips. Plastic Quasar camcorder. It cost me $1,500 that I was making payments on. I know I said that like I'm mad, huh? I know. I would be mad. But anyway, this right here probably would have cost you, I don't know, maybe $5,000, maybe $10,000 for something like this. This is the big boys. Okay? And this don't even have a tape player. You can't even, it's a nice looking camera and everything, but where do you put the tape? There's nowhere to put the tape. This is the one where you had to carry around a big old long cord, hook it up to your backpack, and you had to carry the recorder. I got one of the recorders over there right now. I'm not gonna pull it out because they're too heavy. Hurt my back. But you had to have your big old cord hooked up to this cable right here. It says VTR, CCU. You either hook this up to the CCU, and then you still ain't put the battery on there. The battery goes on here. There's a battery that slides in here. So you got a battery on here, and then you got your cord, and you got your VCR, and then you can go out and record. So this was not just a regular ENG camera. This is ENG, electric news gathering. The news guys had this, but they had the gear, they had the recorder, and all the other stuff to go with it. So we're gonna set it down because it's heavy. Okay, I'm tired. So I think we're gonna get ready to end this video. I got a couple little cameras more to show you, and then we're gonna get out of here because once again today is broadcasting Flashback Saturday, Sony and Saturday. Okay, so let's show you guys this one right here from 1989. How do I remember all these cameras? Because I remember them. Believe me, I was back in those days, and I was like, man, I wanted this camera. This camera was the one that everybody wanted back in the day. This is a high 8. Could be considered a broadcast camera. It's plasticky. It's plasticky, like the one earlier when I showed you from 2007. You know, it was very light, but this was more of your prosumer consumer. This probably cost you about, you're gonna look at about $3,000 back then. With inflation, probably about $6,000 now in our time. But yeah, this would be equivalent to probably this one right here. When this one right here was $6,000. When this one was $6,000, this one was $6,000 back in their day compared to, for them, because the economy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, with inflation. So if you said, okay, this camera is gonna be $3,000 back then, that's like $6,000 to them back in those days. Yeah, with the inflation, because people was making like what, $2 an hour. People making $2 an hour, $3 an hour. I was making $3 an hour back in I don't want to talk about it. See, let me think what year. I was making $3.15 an hour. I know for a fact back in like 1981, $3.15 an hour, $3.15. Okay, and some people made less than that. And as you go back further and further, people making $2 an hour, some people making $1 an hour. Okay, so that's what we talk about inflation. So this camera at $3,000 back then is like $6,000 back then. And this was the baby, and this is the Sony. Let me look at the VU meters. Look at the VU meters on the side. This is the one they use on the video toaster with the video toaster, the original Amiga video toaster, 2000. This is in the commercial, in their demo with Kinky Stockhammer. And Kinky Stockhammer, she's using this too. Kinky Stockhammer, she was the co-founder and also a model for NewTek back in the day with the video toaster. And you see her, she was a model, she's a pretty lady. And she was using the camera, and she was doing all the editing. And you'll see this camera if you go back and look at that recording. I'll play that recording later on today, just to kick it off. But that's the video toaster. It was the first video toaster came out in I think 1990. Came out around 1990. I think in 1988, the video toaster. That's when they showed the video toaster on the Chronicles and all that kind of junk on the Computer Chronicles. And later on in 1990, that's when everybody started to get the toaster. That's when they were selling it, I believe. And I didn't get mine until like 1995. I always get stuff late. Okay, I got mine like 1995, but I got it. And Kinky Stockhammer had this camera right here. And you want to know the model number on this camera? I know you're going to ask me. The model number on this camera is a CCD V5000. Sounds good, huh? The CCD V5000 Sony High 8. And on the other side it says digital stereo picture, video camera recorder, CCD V5000 Video High 8 Pro. Look at that. Pro. Okay, enough of that. So this camera came out, I believe in around 1998, I believe. I mean 1989, excuse me. 1989 for this camera. And retail or probably about $3,000 to $4,000. Enough of that. Down here on the bottom here, I got another camera, which is the same exact one. So we're gonna drop this case for a minute. Get rid of the tripod. Pull the case up. The case is a little dirty here. I should have cleaned it up. This is the case that the camera would have came in. Okay? I just wanted to show that. It's a big, heavy case, very nice. Put together really nice. And let me open up, make sure nothing's crazy in here. Okay, yeah. We got another one in here. So I'm just keeping it real. Bam. We got another one. Very good condition. Very good condition. Got the strap and everything on it. Got some accessories I used to have in here. I think it had a remote control and everything. Like I said, this was a very expensive camera. Bam. Got the VU meters on it. This one's in better condition. That one was a little bit beat up, a little bit. But yeah, once again, look at the VU meters on there. Look how that baby looks. Look at this side right here. Pro. Got the strap and everything. All right. All right. Let's see what else I got in here. Got the charger. Got the remote for it. This is the remote for it right here. They don't give you remotes with cameras no more, do they? I got the charger in here. Got the remote. This is in good condition. We're gonna put this back in here. Just going back to the museum. So, yeah, it's a nice case, and it even says it on the side. It says High 8 Pro and all that. Boom. High 8 Pro, Sony. Sony the one and only. Tony and Sony the one and only. Okay? So that is going to end our session for today, I believe, everybody. I just want to tell you, hey, thank you for joining in. Sorry about the noise. We had some guys over here, and they were in their storage unit, and they were, man, they got all kind of engines over there. That's why I had to say something. I'm sorry. I had to say something. They had all these engines over there, and they were working on cars and pulling engines and all that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah. So sorry about the noise. But I wanted to come over here so I have some peace and I could kind of show you guys some things. I had these cameras originally all packed all up, and I was going to take them over to the house and pull them out. But you know, you can't do this in the hood. You can't pull out all this kind of stuff in the hood. Even though it's old, it's obsolete, you can't pull this stuff out in the hood. It's just too many eyes and too many eyes on you. And I'm a very private person when it comes to that, believe it or not. So I want to kind of educate you guys, help you guys out, and show you guys a little bit. Got my little smiley face on here, and my little thing says smile, God still loves you. Smile, God still loves you. This is one of my dad's old t-shirts, I think. So it says smile, God still loves you. I didn't really get dressed up for this or anything. I just wanted to kind of show you guys, hey, I love you guys too. Once again, I love you guys, peace and love. And if you like any of this information that I've passed on to you today about broadcasting, about ENG, electronic news gathering, how we used to do video back in the day from 1986, all the way to, I showed you guys all the way to 2007. Yeah. And actually even further than that, because I showed you that little tiny action camera, and that little action camera probably came out around 2012. Just give it or take a little bit. So I actually showed you guys a lot of advanced technology, how technology has changed. We didn't go into it in detail or anything, but you can see how cameras have changed, lenses have changed, prices have changed, and this video is to tell you that you don't need all that, okay? You got an old LG Cricket phone, whatever you have, that's what we're recording on right now. We're not an LG or not a Cricket, but we're recording on our phone. All you need now is your phone. Make your videos, do whatever you need to do. All your editing, you can do on your videos on your phone. I haven't learned how to do all the editing on the phone yet, because I'm not really a phone person, but I'm gonna get into it. My sister was showing me a lot of editing stuff they have, so I'm gonna start doing some stuff on the phone. But this is to show you that, and you guys already know that. A lot of young people know that, hey, they don't need all this stuff. But back in the day, if you're out there making money, if you have a production, if you have a company, and you're trying to make a little money, you know, you're gonna have to get some kind of decent cameras to do the job. And now they have requirements. That's why I kind of got out of the business. You know, they're getting more and more and more precise on what they want. So if I were going to go do a job for somebody, now they want 4K and they want this and they want that, and you know, the client wants this, depending on who you're working with, and it's a lot to try to keep up with all that, and the technology and the money. You know, everybody's using DSLRs right now and mirrorless cameras, and you know, you don't see too many people with the broadcast cameras. This is mainly run and gun. This is the type of stuff you do when you want to do the news, and you want to go out there and you want to do a news story real quick. Boom. This is what we used to use. But now you just use your phone, right? Just use your phone. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of, once again, Tony and Sony, the one and only, broadcasting Saturday with Sony. I got a lot more Sony cameras to show you. I could spend about 5 months just showing you every Sony camera. I got a lot of Sony cameras. You wouldn't believe how many I have. But that's not going to happen. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a overview of ENG cameras, electronic news gathering cameras, and I tried to isolate a little bit, and I threw in a couple consumer cameras. Yeah, I did, and an action camera that has nothing to do with broadcast, but it really does, because that's all you need nowadays. You don't need the big babies in order to broadcast, right? We're broadcasting right now. We're broadcasting. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this segment of Sony and Tony on a beautiful Saturday evening. We're gonna get out of here. I love you guys, and once again, I always tell you guys, don't hate, don't wait, don't procrastinate, donate. Go to my Cash App. It's $Tony McDew, because I love you, and we out.